Okay, guys, I am running into town to do a few things. I got these are each of these is the outside of one of these clamps. I bought these are just cheapies on eBay. They were like, I don't know, 12 bucks for both, for two levers. Since they're for older bikes because they're both cable operated, so you could probably say they're both clutch levers. But they were cheap, so doing it this way was actually cheaper than buying like ram mounts. So I went ahead and bought the levers. But this, if you can see that, is this is going to go around the bars right here in the center, and it's going to be tilted down like this. And coming out from that is going to be one of the ram mount rubber balls over here, and there's going to be another one on the other side. And what this is going to do is, the one on the front is going to be for the GPS, because with the little swivel arm deal, it'll put it like right here. And the other one is going to be for when I get another one of these cameras, like what I'm using for my helmet cam, because these movies, you can set them so that you can control two cameras from one remote. That's my camera, or my remote right there. So you can just hit the record button once, and both of them will start recording, so I'll get both front view from the helmet and rear view from the camera that'll be right here. So I want to get this mount done, because I think it'll make my videos better. Plus, there's kind of an added margin of safety and accountability. So what I'm doing is, since I had two of these, I decided to make a GPS mount. And these little balls here, you get them from Ram Mount. And you can get them in different thread, but these are 1/4 inch 20, I think, thread. So this is how we're going to do this. So I got two of these. One's going to be for the GPS, and the other is going to be for the camera. So I'm using both sides of the lever brackets, two levers to do this. So put these bad boys on here. Oh, and I guess before I get started here, I didn't find a bolt. I got to thinking about it, and I thought, well, if I'm going to use, this arm is for the GPS, I'm going to get another one for the camera, but if this is the right length, then it's probably going to be about the right length for the camera too. So I decided to put both of the balls on the bottom. So let's go ahead and stick this on here. I wanted smaller washers on here so they don't look stupid. So I got a washer that was the next size down, and I just had to file out the opening just a little. Okay, get this kind of where I want it. Make sure okay. So that's about centered. Kind of windy out here today. Yeah, so that piece of all thread, I only need a piece like 2 inches long, but they only sell in 3-foot lengths. So I'd buy 3 feet of it. Had to bend it in quarters to fit it in my bag to bring it home. So get this on here and kind of level it up with the top of the stem. Now I'm going to put a different bolt in here later. I just don't have one at this point. I want to get a a decent looking bolt, like an Allen head or something. And they have Allen heads down there, but I didn't know exactly what length I was going to need, so I didn't end up getting one. But now I kind of know, so I'll be replacing this silver bolt later. A nice looking black one. Alright, let's tighten up the bottom. You gotta be kind of careful when you tighten these up. The nut part on these, the nut part on the ball is made out of aluminum. So you gotta be kind of careful when you're tightening it down so you don't strip them. Okay, so, and this is my RAM mount. My GPS is a Garmin Nuvi 50. This one right here. I really like these. It's a good size so you can see it, but it's not so big that it's lame. But it's big enough that you can easily see a lot more. I used to have a little small one. And then I also had a big 7-inch that I had in my bus, but I like the 5-inch. Okay, so now the placement on this, I wanted it so that I want to be able to see, when you're sitting on the bike, I want to be able to see both the GPS and this. I don't want to block that. That's why I'm putting the GPS down here. So, there it is. That needs tightened up a little more. So anyway, that's how that's going to sit. Now my camera, I have a Movie, M-U-V-I, MV10 camera, and maybe I'll switch to my other camera here I'm using my helmet camera right now, so I can have both hands free, but let me switch to my other camera and then I'll show you what I'm talking about with the camera that I have. Okay, so now we are using the phone's camera. Hopefully, and wind's kind of blowing out here, so hopefully I don't get a bunch of wind noise. This is the camera I'm using. This is the Movie MV10, and essentially it does pretty much everything like the medium GoPros do. Now I've modified this one a little. The battery, the microphone was having some problems with it, so I put an external microphone in my helmet, and I did a little resoldering on the circuit board and put this headphone jack on it. And also this, since I modified the inside, I couldn't fit the battery in it anymore, and that's no big deal. But they don't come like that. The battery's internal, everything's internal. And what I'm using is, I've got this 2000 milliamp lithium ion. I'm not sure what this is out of, but it just plugs into there and then it velcros into right along my cheek piece. And I've done a couple other batteries. This was originally an 11 volt battery out of a RC plane, and I took it apart, resoldered some wires on it to fit my port. So anyway, now these cameras come with a 1/4 20 or 24 or whatever it is thread on the bottom for a tripod mount. So that happens to be the same thread as these balls. So this is what I'm thinking. Put this on here. Well, it's a pain in the butt to do one-handed. Okay, so if I get another one of these, and then get another one of these balls in 1/4 20 to fit in this side, then all I have to do is run some ball thread up in here inside it and put some Loctite on it and leave about 1/4 of an inch sticking out, and that will thread into the base of my camera. So my camera, of course it's not going to be right here. It's most likely going to be off to the side somewhere, but so it's kind of out of the way. But anyway, I'd like to have the camera, oops, pointing backwards, so it'll probably be like right about here when everything is all said and done. So anyway, that's the new GPS mount, making mounts out of clutch lever brackets.